Namaste. I have attached a sample plaint along with this lecture. You can click on the attachment icon, it will download. This will be a PDF. Either you can mark it alongside me or you can watch the lecture and you can take notes, but you'll need your Bare Act open. So, first and foremost, open Order 7. So, the purpose of this lecture, the objective of this lecture is to give you some practical exposure as to हमने बार बार ये order वगैरह तो पढ़ रहे हैं, but how does it all work in actuality? Now all of this, of course, questions cannot be framed on this. However, to cement these orders and rules in your head, which will enable you to clear this exam, you will need to watch this lecture. And you will need to go through a sample plaint along with me so that you understand how exactly is this Bare Act, the CPC that is, working in real life. How is it applied in real life? Either you keep this document open, you take a print of it, howsoever you want to do it, it is absolutely your choice. Civil pleadings, alright, so it says in the Court of District Judge District, because it's a sample so we haven't really filled out all the details. Why does it mention in the Court of District Judge Delhi? Open Order 7 in your Bare Act, Order 7, it says plaint of course. Order 6, पहले अपनी जरा मंत्र पढ़ लेते हैं. Order 1, parties to suits. Order 6, pleadings generally. Order 7, plaint. Order 8, written statement, set off and counterclaims. Order 21, execution of decrees and orders. Rules 1 to 106. Hopefully up till now. I'll say it so many times and I'll keep on adding orders to this that you'll be like please माफ़ कर दो, but however मैं माफ़ करने नहीं वाला हूँ आपको till the time ये रट जाए. Alright. Why is the court mentioned here? Why is the court mentioned here? Open Order 7, Rule 1 and Clause A. The plaint shall contain the following particulars. The name of the court in which the suit is brought. So the name of the court in which the suit is brought, we have complied with Order 7 Rule 1A. So because Order 7 Rule 1A is mentioned here, its implementation in practical mode of operations is this, right? It says suit under 37 of the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Open your Bare Act and see what Order 37 is. Order 37 should go for summary trials, but we'll just confirm it as well. But usually it is 37 as summary only. So just check it. Summary procedure. Alright. So summary procedure. तो किस प्रकार का सूट है वो भी आपको मेंशन करना है. So this is summary procedure. Order 37 अब सदा से याद रखना summary procedure. What is summary procedure? We'll get to all of that. We'll get to that later. अभी के लिए Order 37 summary procedure. So anytime now I'll say Order 1. We'll go to 6, 7, 8, 21. We'll go to 37 as well. Saying summary procedure. Alright. So in the matter of, it says Messrs. ABC Private Limited, a company incorporated under registered office at New Delhi. What is this exactly? This is Order 7 Rule 1B. Open Order 7 Rule 1B. The name, description and place of residence of the plaintiff. So this is how we comply with this Order 7 Rule 1B. Versus, well, who is the defendant? अच्छा, defendant में कभी exam में Ant-Man will defend. Respondent, defendant कभी दिक्कत आ रही हो, respond में dent पड़ेगा और यहाँ पे Ant-Man will defend. ये याद रखने की चीज़ है. Because if you make such silly errors in the exam, I kid you not, if the examiner is over finicky, they'll throw the answer script out. मतलब जहाँ पे हमें 5 या 7 नंबर मिलने थे वहाँ पे केवल 1 मिलेगा, just because of this stupidity that sometimes we commit thanks to exam anxiety. So we need not do that. Alright. So this is Rule 1B, this is Rule 1C. So hopefully now it is getting clearer to you कि ये सब काम कैसे कर रहा है. Because it is impossible otherwise, absolutely impossible to retain all of this via the CPC. Because CPC works, you can say theory will only get you this far in this code. We'll have to take some practical exposure as well. It says suit for recovery of 4,19,200. एक बारी याद है हमने पिछले lectures में एक provision भी पढ़ी थी that everything has to be in words as well, ताकि कहीं आपसे numerals में गलती हो, so you'll just have to confirm it with words. Under Order 37 of the CPC 1908. Okay. Most respectively, Shoeth, Shakespearean English, that the plaintiff is a company constituted under the Companies Act at Falana address, that the plaintiff company carries on the business of construction, that the defendant is a company incorporated under the Companies Act, having the registered office at Chandigarh. However, now it says the administrative office of the defendant is situated at Delhi, that is within the jurisdiction of this honorable court. Right at the outset, you have told the court that you will have jurisdiction, territorial one at least. Check Order 7 Rule 1F. The facts showing that the court has jurisdiction, so it is upon the plaintiff to state this, alright? But you tell me, you read this and you tell me, does it talk about the cause of action yet? No, it does not. It is just introducing who is the plaintiff, who is the defendant, and the defendant's office is in the territorial limits of the courts, so therefore complying with Order 7 Rule 1F. Alright. Now we go here. You read, you can pause the lecture here, read para 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then when you're back, tell me whether this contains the cause of action or not, because that is absolutely important. Cause of action is given where? That the plaintiff shall state the cause of action. Order 7 Rule 1E, the fact constituting the cause of action and when it arose. Why is when it arose mentioned? Because we have to figure out limitation. Even if you don't tell us that it's barred by limitation, we'll use as judges Section 3 of the Limitation Act and we're basically not going for a trial. That the defendant approached the plaintiff for the construction of a building for their paper mill at Chandigarh sometime in the year 2000, whereof the plaintiff constructed the building and handed over the possession in 2013. Okay, great. It says that on the 4th of April 2014, the plaintiff raised the final bill for 419,200. So that means earlier bills have been cleared. We are the only dispute that is arising, and one of the factors leading up to the cause of action is this final bill. But cause of action starts here. Partially it starts here because building ke to chakkar mein to bill raise hua, right? So there is a building that the plaintiff is constructing and the defendant is not paying the final bill, right? So this is what इन्होंने check number डाला, date डाली for this and this, right? And अच्छा ये amount का क्या चक्कर है? Order 6 Rule 9, go to Order 6 Rule 9 and we'll check what does that say. Order 6 Rule 9, effect of document to be stated. Wherever the contents of any document are material, it shall be sufficient in any pleading to state the effect thereof as briefly as possible, without setting out the whole or any part thereof, unless the precise was the document or any part thereof are material. Now, Order 6 Rule 9 के see ये जो check जो आपने बताया है, it was drawn on PNB Shadra, which was dishonored upon presentation. Document तो आपने जो भी document के आप rely करें, let us say that there is a contract, there is a mortgage deed, there is a sale deed, whatever it is, tell us what is the impact of that document, or what exactly are you using that document to show the judge what exactly happened with that document, what exactly went wrong, what exactly went correct. If you are using a document as per Order 6 Rule 9, it says effect of document to be stated. So state the effect of that document. Alright, so the plaintiff immediately informed the defendant upon of the dishonoring and defendant to make the payment of the said amount along with 18% annum interest. However, the defendant failed to pay. So cause of action, this is why exactly is this suit being filed? Thanks to this plaintiff. Because of these facts, this cause of action. Action is synonymous with suit. What is leading up to this suit are these material facts. Alright, अभी इसके अंदर हमें evidence तो हमें trial पे चाहिए होगा, वो बाद में देखेंगे. But however, मुझे पहले as a judge firstly comply with Order 7. That's why I opened the CPC with Order 7 for Judicial Services exam primarily, because I'm not training you to how to practice in a court of law. Even though this will enable you to practice, but our approach is slightly oriented towards our Judicial Services exams. All right. Then the plaintiff therefore finally issued a legal notice. See, dates are always mentioned, so these documents will also be annexed with the plaint. सब कुछ पे sign किया जाएगा, सब कुछ करा जाएगा. अभी देखते हैं जरा आगे. So the defendant calling more than defendant, and then all dates will be mentioned, and all of this has to be laid down in a para-wise structure, right? Order 7 के अंदर आपके यहाँ पे दे रखा था कि paragraph के अंदर आप करेंगे. Order 7 में दिया हुआ था या Order 6 में दे रखा था? We'll just check. Order 6, it says pleading to state material facts and not evidence. It says Order 6 Rule 2 Sub Rule 2 देखना, every pleading shall when necessary be divided into paragraphs numbered consequently, each allegation being so far is convenient contained in a separate paragraph. Alright. Now up till 9 here, hopefully you've understood the entire kahani here. It says the cause of action कि भैया सामने वाले की ने बिल्डिंग बनाई, फाइनल चेक नहीं आया. That the defendant is now liable to pay a sum of rupees 419,200 along with interest at 18% per annum from the date on plaintiff's bill. The plaintiff is however claiming interest from upon the date of filing of the suit at 18% per annum. You go for Order 7 Rule 5, just check it. Order 7 Rule 5 के अंदर क्या दे रखा है जी? Order 7 Rule 5 पे आते हैं वापस. Order 7 Rule 5 says defendant's interest and liability to be shown. The plaintiff shall show that the defendant is or claims to be interested in subject matter and that he is liable to be called upon to answer the plaintiff's demand. That the defendant is now liable to pay a sum of along with this interest. Why? Because his check was dishonored. So show the defendant's liability as well. Order 7 Rule 5. That is the practical implementation of that order. And that the cause of action in favor of the plaintiff and against the defendant first rose in 2000. Because that is the time building wala jo काम जो शुरू हुआ था when the plaintiff was approached by the defendant for the construction of their paper mill. It further arose in December 2013, 3 साल बाद, when the said building was completed and handed over to the defendant, and on 4th April 2014, when the plaintiff submitted the final bill for rupees 419,200 to the defendant. Alright. Now the cause of action arose on all dates when the plaintiff called upon the defendant to make the payment and the latter failed to comply with it. And the latter होना चाहिए, later लिखा हुआ है इन्होंने error है इनकी तरफ से. The cause of action is still subsisting as the defendant has failed to pay the outstanding amount despite repeated oral and written requests and reminders from the plaintiff. Hopefully this is clear. ठीक है जी. Okay. The suit is within the period of limitation. Of course, you're going to be stating this, but you as a judicial officer will first and foremost check this on your own, that whether is it. So open the, not open the Limitation Act right now, just open the Limitation Act whenever you receive a plaint as a future judge. Then we go to here, para number 11. It says this honorable court has jurisdiction to entertain the suit because the part of the cause of action arose at Delhi. The contract for construction of the paper mill was entered Delhi. All the payments up to this date have been made in Delhi. The payment of the outstanding amount was also to be made at Delhi. The administrative office of the defendant is situated at Delhi where they carry on the work for the again. Check Order 7 Rule 1F जो कि हमने पहले भी एक बारी बोला था. The facts showing that the court has jurisdiction. So this is how this rule is implemented in a plaint. Alright. And it says the value of the suit for the purpose of the court fee and jurisdiction. So the Court Fee Act 1870 gets involved here, but we won't go into that. Order 7 Rule 1I देखिए, a statement of the value of the subject matter of the suit for the purposes of jurisdiction and of court fees as the case admits. So you have to tell what is the value of this suit for the purpose of the court fees and jurisdiction is this, and on which court fees is paid. तो वो सारा आप कागज दिखाएंगे. That this suit is filed under Order 37 of the CPC and has been claimed no relief has been claimed which does not fall within the ambit of 37. 37 is summary procedure, say it out aloud in the. Now it says prayer. So prayer is equal to relief that you are claiming. It's as simple as that. Now we'll check this. It is therefore most respectfully prayed. Order 7 Rule 1G देखिएगा. Order 7 Rule 1G is the relief which the plaintiff claims. Alright. May be pleased to pass a decree. अच्छा डिक्री विक्री क्या है अभी आगे देखेंगे. यही सब काम करना है. But decree is basically, decree is a document which tells you what are your rights. Basically इसके अंदर पूरे जब भी ये trial conclude होगा and let us say that decree is passed in the favor of plaintiff, the court will tell how much money is owed to the plaintiff and the court will adjudicate on the right of the plaintiff to this money, and then you'll have to get that decree executed क्योंकि decree तो आ गई लेकिन सामने वाले पैसे तो नहीं आए. Then you'll have to get that decree executed, right? Order 21 के अंदर. But आगे let's not make the matters complicated. आगे उसको देखेंगे. So it says relief ये काम कर रहा है 18% from 18.4. There are Order 7 rules. Order 7 Rule 7 जरा देखिएगा. Relief to be specifically stated. You have to tell the court very precisely as to what on this planet do you want from the court. Award पेंडेंट लाइट एंड फ्यूचर इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट ऑफ 18% for ज़्यादा ही मांगते हैं बिकॉज कोर्ट हमेशा कम ही पैसे अवॉर्ड करता है. अवॉर्ड कॉस्ट ऑफ द सूट इन फेवर ऑफ द प्लेंटिफ एंड एंगेज द डिफेंडेंट, कि जो वकील साहब पे सारा कोर्ट में खर्चा वर्चा हुआ है वो भी सामने वाला पैसा देगा. Pass such other order and further orders may be deemed fit and proper on the facts and circumstances of the case. Alright, so you complied with both of the rules and that's how it works in a plaint. Then it says through plaintiff advocate, go to order 6 rule 14. Order 6 rule 14 क्या कह रहा था? Rule 17 तो हमेशा कह रहा था amendment, right? Part 20 article 368 of the constitution always say it like that so that सब कुछ याद रहे सदा. 60 ये आपका 14 is saying pleading to be signed, every pleading shall be signed by the party and his pleader. Okay, so we sign it by the plaintiff and the advocate. Order 6 rule 14 both. ठीक है जी. And now we'll have to get it verified as well, like we spoke in the earlier lecture. साइन करने के बाद वेरिफिकेशन भी दीजिए. सो दैट्स ऑर्डर 6 रूल 15, वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लीडिंग्स, and you are going to be signing it. The plaintiff will sign it. The above plaint must be supported by an affidavit. Okay, let us check where this is given. So you go for order 6 rule 2 and you are going to be checking it yourself. Order 6 rule 2 के अंदर pleadings generally rule 2 के अंदर दे रखा होगा. अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक और चीज है, देखिए ऑर्डर 6 रूल 2 में डेट सम्स एंड नंबर शैल बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन अ प्लीडिंग इन फिगर्स एज वेल एज इन वर्ड्स, राइट? एंड या दैट्स व्हाई आई मेंशन ऑर्डर 6 रूल 2 हियर. आगे चलते हैं. एफिडेविट देखिएगा ऑर्डर 6 रूल 15 सब रूल 4 में वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लीडिंग, और नीचे देखिए ऑर्डर 6 रूल 15 सब रूल 4. आई एम हियर. The person verifying the pleading shall also furnish an affidavit in support of his pleading. कि जो बोल रहा है सच बोल रहा है, एक बारी और डबल कंफर्म दे. पहले से सिग्नेचर भी लिया है, वेरिफिकेशन भी कराई है, उसके बाद एक एफिडेविट भी चाहिए, राइट? एंड दिस इज अ प्री का स्टैंडर्ड एमसीक्यू दैट डू यू नीड एन एफिडेविट? ऑफ कोर्स यू नीड एन एफिडेविट. यू नीड एन एफिडेविट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. सो ऑर्डर 6 रूल 15 सब रूल 4 के साथ कंप्लाई करते हुए हमने एफिडेविट में बोल दिया कि जो बोला है सच बोला है, जो कह रहे हैं सच बोल रहे हैं. एफिडेविट ऑलवेज हैज टू बी साइंड विद द डेपोनेंट. आई से द डॉक्यूमेंट्स फाइल्ड अलोंग विद प्लेन्स आर ट्रू कॉपीज ऑफ द ओरिजिनल. सब कुछ बेसिकली वगैरह जी कसम खा रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट मिसलीडिंग द कोर्ट, ताकि इफ टुमारो द कोर्ट वांट्स, well they can get you in the dock and then you verify the affidavit. Standard tariqa of an affidavit. And this was an implementation mostly of order 7 and order 6, right? So hopefully now you've understood what exactly are we talking about, because we're going to be talking about a lot of theory. And then I am at opportune moments, at the correct moments, I will be uploading these lectures at the opportune moments, wherein I think that we now need to take a look at the practical aspect of the implementation of these orders and rules so that you understand it better. अब इसके अंदर से मैं कहूँगा जी कोई प्री में कोई MCQ नहीं है कि मेंस में ऐसा कुछ लेंगे, नहीं होगा. However, this is for your conceptual clarity. It will make you into a better lawyer as soon as you graduate, if you're studying in law school, because you've seen all of this already, you've worked with all of this already, and you know how the CPC is working in real life. See, the point of teaching for a course for the judicial services exam is just not बस ये order कर लो, ये section कर लो और हो गया काम. The point of teaching overall is to enable you to think on your own, and if that capability is developed inside of you, hopefully my first aim is that you end up clearing the exam. Even if you don't end up clearing the exam, it's a competitive exam at the end of the day. If you develop critical thinking skills via this education that is being imparted to you, if you get the ability to think and question and cross question, and you get the ability to visualize as to how these acts, codes are working in real life, I believe that my job is done, and we like to get our job done. In the next lecture, we'll going in for place of suing. We'll go to res judicata and place of suing, and basically now we'll open up jurisdiction in a wider sense of the word, in a wider sense of the term, and we'll be framing out an answer on res judicata because it's a standard topic, and constructive res judicata and all of those details in the next lectures, before we dive back into orders and rules and all of this jazz, because now you know what you are studying, right? And very soon we'll just run through all of the topics. All right, wishing you all the best. Take care. Bye.